Mega Man X3 is known for having some of the most difficult robot masters, or Mavericks as they are referred to in the X games. Many gamers struggle to find an easy Maverick to defeat first. Mega Man X starts off quite weak in this game, and laying waste to a first Maverick can be a frustrating experience. After fighting all 8 Mavericks in Mega Man X3, I've determined which is the easiest and which is the most difficult to defeat. While none of them rank up with Elecman from Mega Man 1, they are all quite challenging. This ranking is based off fighting them with the standard arm cannon from easiest to hardest. No upgrades or items are allowed. Let's get started.
Number 8. Blast Hornet. Blast Hornet is definitely the easiest Maverick in Mega Man X3 to beat with just the arm cannon. While he's no Toadman, he's slow, large, and passive compared to all the other bosses in the game. All he does is hover slowly around the room, giving you plenty of chances to blast him with a charge shot. His attack is to send out a swarm of hornets, but these don't deal that much damage and are fairly easy to avoid if careful. After taking off half the hornet's health, he only sends out one drone to home in on you. This is even less threatening. The only thing that makes this bug dangerous is his stinging dive attack. It can take off a large chunk of your health if his stinger connects with you, but it's such a slow and easy telegraphed attack that you shouldn't have trouble dodging it. If you've never played Mega Man X3 before, I highly recommend starting with Blast Hornet. Number 7. Gravity Beetle. Another bug to crush beneath your robotic boot. The bugs seem to be easy in X3. Gravity Beetle is a little harder than the Hornet, but not by much. He moves around the room like a doofus, and his attacks are easily telegraphed. Like all bosses in this game, he does deal a lot of damage. His electric balls move at a moderate speed, but still not too fast. After draining half of his health, he'll use his black hole attack, but it's really slow, and as long as you don't jump too high, it's really not much of a threat. His charge attack is extremely predictable and easy to jump over. Squash this bug and get his crappy weapon. Number 6. Neon Tiger. This is where the bosses start to get a bit tricky. Neon Tiger is not super aggressive, but his movement can be somewhat edgy and unpredictable for new players. His main attack is to send out plasma shots from his tail. They can be hard to telegraph even if they follow a set pattern. While they don't do much damage, touching the tiger certainly does. He can occasionally try pouncing on you from the wall and swiping with his claws. It can be enough to throw you off. At half health, he'll turn orange and charge at you. This is easy to see coming, but it can be annoying as he's completely invincible while doing it. Often he'll repeat this attack several times, and it can make for a pretty frustrating battle. Still, his moves are more forgivable than later bosses on this list. This feline is not super dangerous, but he's no house cat either. Number 5. Blizzard Buffalo. A lot of Mega Man fans say this guy is the easiest boss in Mega Man X3, but I disagree. Blizzard Buffalo may not have a super complicated attack pattern, but his sheer size and aggression make him a dangerous foe. He constantly charges around the icy hallway, trying to slam your little blue robot body through the wall. Mega Man X3 Mavericks all seem to be larger for some reason, and that makes them all the more dangerous than past games. The Buffalo is too big to jump over, so wall climbing and dashing off is mandatory for victory. On top of that, he'll fling large chunks of ice at you, which do require some skill maneuvering. Sometimes the Buffalo will be off screen, and you don't know how far away he is. At half health, he'll try freezing you with a big beam of ice, but this isn't too hard to avoid. While getting the boots and sub-tanks in his stage are easy, I do not recommend fighting him as a first boss. The boots really aren't even that helpful for avoiding him. Number 4. Tunnel Rhino. What do you get when you combine an elephant and a rhino? Elephino. Tunnel Rhino fights very similar to Blizzard Buffalo, but he's much more aggressive and agile. Unlike Buffalo, Tunnel Rhino will knock you off the wall if he rams into it. This makes you have to move fast to avoid his charges. I guess he just wants to make robot love to Mega Man X. His drill attack isn't too dangerous, but he likes to fire it at you before charging, making dodging much more challenging. Sometimes he'll charge one way and then change directions to throw you off balance. At half health, he'll occasionally charge at you faster and stronger, so watch out. Capcom would later go on to somewhat recycle this boss in Mega Man and Base, but that's a story for a different day. Number 3. Toxic Seahorse. This is where the list gets really difficult. Toxic Seahorse is a very aggressive Maverick that is constantly up your ass most of the fight. He's fast, dangerous, and persistent. Rather than charge at you, he'll try leaping on you. It may not seem difficult, but he likes to stay in the middle of the room and control the area with his large body. His acid attack is also tricky to avoid in tandem with his jumping. Avoiding him is not easy, and wall climbing is very necessary. At half health, he will melt into the floor and reform where you are. This doesn't seem so dangerous, but his body size can make avoiding contact quite tricky. Fighting Toxic Seahorse first is not recommended. Number 2. Crush Crawfish. This fucker is not to be trifled with. Like Toxic Seahorse, Crush Crawfish likes sitting in the middle of the room, taking away your space. He's unpredictable, and his claw attacks hurt like hell. If you try climbing the wall to avoid him, he'll send shit up at you, giving you more problems to deal with. You can't decide if it's safer fighting him from the ground or on the wall. At half health, he'll make fast backward charges at you that deal a fuck ton of damage. Staying away from him is what really jacks this fight up so high. Crush Crawfish is a very dangerous robot, but there is one Maverick that's even worse. Before we get to number 1, be sure to check out my other Mega Man ranking videos, like Mega Man Weapons Graded and my classic Mega Man tier list. I'm passionate about this franchise, as I know a lot of you are. Number 1. Volt Catfish. Is anyone watching this really surprised to see this guy at number 1? Anyone who's played Mega Man X3 knows how brutally powerful this electric robot fish is. But why the fuck isn't he in water? He's a fish, right? There's no Maverick fight in water in this game, so what the fuck? Crush Crawfish was bad news, but this guy is the real big fish of the Mega Man X3 robot pond. Volt Catfish is definitely the most difficult Maverick in the game, no contest. He vigorously tries raping you with whatever horrible gadgets he's programmed with. Trying to avoid damage from him is like trying to avoid breathing. Nowhere are you safe in the room, and he'll hound your ass the entire fight with electricity and abrupt tackles. He sometimes attacks by sending a tall wave of electricity at you, and the only way to avoid it is to climb very high on the wall, but it comes with little to no warning. At half health, he unleashes a massive barrage of electricity, covering the whole fucking room before you try to slam into you against a wall in a sudden dash. The worst part of this is, while performing this attack, he's invincible. Like Neon Tiger, he will spam this move over and over again, but unlike Neon Tiger, avoiding damage is near impossible. Some may call this fight super hard, but I think it's poorly designed. And that is my list ranking the Mega Man X3 Mavericks from easiest to hardest. What do you think of this ranking? Do you think Blast Hornet is difficult and Volt Catfish is easy? Would you switch the order around? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you're a fan of my videos, do me a little favor and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching!